Shut up and sit down.
All right, everything's good to go. It's the culture of pop. We are back again. And I know right away we want to get to it. Everybody's excited about or not excited about Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
The Afterlife.
See, now it's almost like the studio decided to drop the whole men are to blame thing.
Yeah.
And they started really listening to the very valid criticisms people had about the 2016 movie.
Yeah.
And they said, let's just make the movie we should have made to begin with.
You think so?
I think so. I think it's going to be decent. I think there's definite potential here. At least
it looks pretty good. I mean, what I've seen.
At least it's respectful.
Yes. Yeah.
At least it looks at the original movies with reverence, which is funny because I heard somebody else say, I can't remember who it was. I heard somebody else say that it's hilarious that this movie seems to treat that one with reverence because the original Ghostbusters in 1984 was the most irreverent movie ever.
Yeah. You're right. I have one question. Is that Bill Murray's voice at the end?
Yeah, but I think it was a soundbite that they pulled.
Is it
from the
okay?
first movie,
I wasn't sure. I just
that was that line when they're standing on the steps drinking the booze, and after they got fired.
Because that's the only thing that irritated me was they didn't show just even a face, just even a side look of one of them.
This was the Force Awakens trailer. That's what this was.
Speaking of that, I saw the new Force Awakens trailer, or not the new Star Wars trailer.
Skywalker.
Yeah, but we can go on about that in a minute.
Yes, in a minute.
But anyway, go ahead.
It always comes back to Star Wars.
It always does. Well, it's coming up. I mean, we got 5 days now.
Ramping up.
When you're watching this, 3 days left. So go ahead.
No, 5 days for me. 7 days for me. I got to wait till Sunday.
Yeah, that's right.
And today is Sunday, so that's painful. It really is. It's like knowing what the present is under the tree, but you can't open it.
But you can't open it yet. Yep.
That's one of the great things I like about being an adult, though. You
what?
know, getting gifts from people sent in.
Yeah.
You can just open the shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Her mom, my mother-in-law, sends a gift box every year, and it's got all the crap in it. You go, now don't open that until Christmas. We get that motherfucker. It's open within seconds. Like, I rush home from work just to open it. But there's a lot of things you realize as an adult, though, that you didn't realize as a kid. I was just telling you the story, and I'm going to tell it for these guys, too, of growing up, I loved pumpkin pie, and I only got it on Thanksgiving. The mom only made pumpkin pie on Thanksgivings. Yeah. And I remember at age 35, I was standing in the grocery store in the frozen food section. Yeah. Staring at a Marie Callender pumpkin pie, thinking to myself, I can't wait for Thanksgiving. And then I thought to myself, hang on a minute, I'm a fucking grown-ass adult. I can buy that thing and eat it tonight. Yeah. That's when I learned. You can eat pumpkin pie. You can eat any kind of pie anytime you want. That's what's really cool. I've got pumpkin pie at home right now. Do me a favor, since we're unprofessional here, will you minimize that? Because the screen looks like it's like really jogging out. I don't think it is, but... You mean this? Yeah, that thing that doesn't need to be up there right now because we're not that professional that we can use it. If I clicked one of these, what would happen? You're going to get... Oh, if you click one, you're going to get... Like, give me a bam. See what happens. There you go. Bam. There it is. Bam. 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 That's it. Yeah, we're just mainly just... Now I have no idea what Fred just did. I don't either. I clicked something. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, everybody remember to like and subscribe to our page. That's a good one for that. It is. It really is. Sorry, I'll stop fucking around now, and I will minimize this. But anyway, back to Ghostbusters. Yes, back to Ghostbusters. Trailer hit. That 2016 movie had so many problems. I could write a 300-page book on how many different ways that movie was just terrible. Yeah. And the least of which, the one that would be on the bottom of the list would be that wouldn't even be on my list. That wouldn't even be on my list. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm just saying. I mean, it's so minimal that it's... Like, when I heard about this, the only thing, when I was originally first hearing about it, the only thing that actually pissed me off about it was the fact that it wasn't connected to the original movies. Yes. Yeah. That just, it felt like they were slapping.
Yep.
What it felt like they were doing, they were saying in a studio meeting, I just see a bunch of guys in suits just sitting around a table. They're like, okay, check this out. We can get all these fucking nerds to come sit in the theater. They're going to give us their fucking money and they're going to sit in the fucking theater for this thing that they love. And then when they do, we're going to give them all the fucking finger. And then if they get pissed about it, we're going to blame them for the movie tanking.
Yes, that was an amazing little thing that they did there. It was quite a little twist ending.
You know?
Yeah. I did like it, however, though, that they kind of corrected that with the line, there hasn't been a ghost incident in 30 years.
Yeah, that was kind of a
So that was
face to them.
Yeah,
it was like
kind of
giving the finger right
that.
back.
Yes, exactly.
Like, you know what? No. Fuck you.
So how, because I haven't heard it all, how minimal are their roles?
No, but if it, I was drawing the comparison.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, because if you remember
yeah.
that first, it showed all the and with and then the Millennium trailer,
Yep.
and that's what happened with this characters. Make it apparent that in the best, and then rolling out, you know.
Yeah.
They did trailer number 2. It's gonna have fucking at the end of this next trailer.
That's who we were on. That would Dan Aykroyd in there is Rick Moranis, is he?
Done a goddamn.
Yeah, I know.
Well, he has.
Well, his something really bad.
But the kids aren't kids.
I know he really very strange. Kind of a piano. No,
See, I would expect
kind of strange. Oh, he Martin of has his passion for music. But yeah, that's all. I know what's her name, the secretary.
Pot is coming back.
That are alive. Harold Ramis, yeah.
And you know, I said that. I even said I could just say that Holtzman Bangler.
Yeah. Yeah, that. Yeah.
Been said in interviews themselves because his exact words with this that was left to had a different variation.
Whole woman issue because something recent talking about trailer, which looks
it looked as good as the first
was on in that one scene, boots or something. And how I can, we've had that have been, but we thought of them as holy shit, good teen woman.
It wasn't exactly an action. And a fucking flamethrower.
But I mean, a movie that's still got a good, strong into Hamilton's
biggest argument too, because
it's true.
Those movies, they would blame for everything. Every complete asshole was treated shittily.
But I'm sorry, she can't act. Once they put Leslie, she's WOC, so everything wouldn't be, nothing to do with her being clearly by the fact that I think she may be, and now you can,
black dude.
yeah, more racist.
Hypocrisy to the logic. Not by imitating it.
Go, and I'm going to say the movie and I make maybe with Hobbs and Shaw. Comes into toxic masculine.
Speak with their wallets.
And trust me, I like. Wait, this thing. It was even worse, man.
Figure.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, man. This is nothing. At Hames to hang on. Bad for him. Where you kill the bad guy.
Almost act.
Well, because he was because
basically,
and they end up. It really was like, am I watching stuff? I'm like character and carry it up. First action movie
the spectrum too. That's but you don't acts of your fucking movie. Ghost in the they did.
Yeah. My question though is get away with it as it gets sense. How movie out? People shit.
Yeah.
How could was ill from the top? Yo, I know.
They're fucking.
Yeah. So those people for Hollywood are the one huge pass. I'm on a today. I was watching it. This he'd said that he was making know who, but he was know who on in Hollywood because the people that are the ones that want that kind of stuff and are being very decisive with that, they speak out loud.
Yes.
The people who don't, you don't speak to them. So they were saying like
really
Jay Leno.
There really isn't two sides to stand on in Hollywood if you want to actually work.
And
if you want to actually work, it doesn't matter what your political affiliation is. It doesn't matter what your personal views are. You adhere to the through line or you don't work.
Yep. And he was pointing out the fact of Jerry Seinfeld and Jay Leno. You grew up knowing them as great comedians, but you never knew their political stuff. You never knew they don't speak out about it. So that's the mention he was making, was when they don't speak out about it, you can usually tell they're probably on the conservative side because they're so scared to speak out about it.
Or they won't work.
Yeah. And you can tell that anyway by the whole fact that Jerry Seinfeld, I mean, he was the first one of all the comics in the last couple of years that stopped touring colleges. And now half of them don't.
Oh, entire lives and careers have been ruined because of political affiliation.
Exactly.
Out on that show.
Yeah. And I mean, when I used to sit and laugh, and this does go back to the movies, when I used to sit and laugh about, oh my God, the McCarthy hearings back in the day when they were taking people away for being supposed communists and shit, and ruining their careers.
Right.
Yet it's okay now. Nobody thinks about this could be the same thing.
There are exceptions. Like for instance, Clint Eastwood is so fucking conservative. He pisses. He shits grenades. But they still let him make movies.
Well, because he's Clint Eastwood. I mean,
There's a pedigree there. There's a name brand right there. People will go pay for that regardless.
Yeah.
So there are people that get passes, but you got to be super.
It's just it's just weird how people don't.
You got to have the money to say fuck off, or I'll buy your family.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. All right, we'll get off the politics now. So what? Any more about the Ghostbusters, or you're definitely excited for it? Or
I am definitely excited for this. I did notice that they kept I'm suddenly I'm hungover from both booze and carbs. I ate and drank my own weight over.
Fred's the only man that I know that can be. Well, no, I've heard other people being hungover from carbs or feeling like total shit. I know it. When
you don't eat them and then you eat, I immediately felt fat.
Yeah,
I felt puffy. I ate that meal yesterday. I'm like, what the fuck am I? I had to look in the mirror just to make sure I wasn't transforming into Rob Reiner.
Oh my goodness.
But yes, I am excited about this movie. I noticed they kept all the jokes away from that fucking trailer.
Yeah, they did.
They made it seem serious.
Yeah, there was one joke in the trailer when they run under the table or whatever. He makes a little, and I think that was kind of to show. It's going to have jokes in it, guys, but humorous,
But after the four women that all wanted to be the comic relief,
yeah, exactly.
In the last, then there was no straight man.
Yeah, no, there wasn't.
I'm sorry, straight woman. That you have to have that straight character to bounce the comedy off of, or it doesn't work. It's just four jackasses fighting each other for screen time. That's what that movie was.
And I think what they were thinking was, we have all these different comic talents here, which I do think a couple of them are comic talents. Like, I love Melissa McCarthy and I love Kristen Wiig. I love both of them, but the other two I could do without. They're both the same one note all the time.
I kind of feel the same way about Melissa McCarthy, to be being honest. I think what they do is they put her in situations where she gets beat the fuck up and she somehow survives it, and that's her shtick.
Her early movies I liked. Let me put it that way. When she was first starting coming about, like Tammy, Identity Thief with Jason Bateman is fucking hilarious. It's just but you don't like Will Ferrell either, do you? So you probably don't like that type of comedy.
He's an acquired taste that I never acquired.
See, and I love Will Ferrell. It's one of my favorites. I mean,
every time I see that meme or that gif with Chris Kattan and Will Ferrell from the fucking Roxbury movie doing the head bob thing, I want to do that. I want to recreate that scene from Family Guy where Stewie just leaves the theater, gets on the plane, flies to Los Angeles, goes up to fucking Will Ferrell's door, stands on the chair, rings the bell, and then punches him and says, "That wasn't funny."
I never thought Night at the Roxbury was funny. I'll give you that. that was a Saturday Night Live, one of those mistake movies. They've only had a couple that were big. Yeah,
they had Wayne's World.
They had what was the other one? God, that's tough.
See, exactly.
They've had a couple though. Coneheads was horrible. I can watch it, but the only thing that saves it, Chris Farley's in it. He's good in it,
and the hot girl from Dazed and Confused, or one of them.
Yeah.
Confused with one on her head. She was in that. I forget what her name was.
I do too, man. I'm trying to think of some other SNL because there was.
Yeah.
There was
was a few.
SNL.
There was-
I mean, I don't know. I'm
There
blanking
was
out
that
completely.
Superstar movie, but again, after a while, Saturday Night Live, it really became shtick comedy.
Oh yeah, and now it's all
was
political
always,
anyway.
At first, it was sketch comedy, but it became shtick comedy. You couldn't have a sketch that was just funny for the sake of being funny. There
Yeah.
always had to be that superstar moment.
Yeah.
where
I
they
know what
just
you're saying.
Repeat the same things over and over so that they can sell their souvenir T-shirts. And
That's
fucking
because
lobby.
and see, there was a lot of. I think they enhanced on that because there was actual catchphrases back in the day in the 70s and stuff. Like Jane, you ignorant slut became a big deal.
Yes,
the Bassomatic was a big deal.
Nook and Penub and
Yeah.
yes.
So I mean, there was a lot of that, but then as the more they came on, like Mike Myers and David Spade and all they came in, it was
I'm
like
Gumby,
it became,
damn it.
yeah, it became about catchphrases, though.
Yes,
I think
it did.
Is let's see how many
And
things we can
none
get
of
in the
them were
public.
funny.
Yeah. Well, that's one of those things
subjective,
that's subjective. Yes,
Yeah,
it's very
it's-
subjective.
For each person, everybody's got. I've noticed this whenever I talk to anybody who used to watch Saturday Night Live, they've all got a different jumping off point.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what always happens.
It's like with me with wrestling when I realized that it was just a soap opera for fucking men. I remember the exact moment that I gave up on wrestling.
Yeah.
Because I watched it religiously. You know I did. I took all the
Oh, yeah.
all the
Yeah, I know.
reviews home from
Oh,
the
yeah.
video store when we worked there for
Yep.
Hollywood Video. And I remember I was watching it live one night and fucking Triple H kidnapped, like chloroformed and kidnapped Stephanie McMahon and put her in the passenger seat of his car. She was supposed to marry Test. And then Test is in the fucking ring watching this all go down on a big
See,
fucking
this is way
screen.
before I was out.
And Triple H has Stephanie McMahon unconscious in the passenger seat, and he drives her through this drive-through chapel in Vegas and marries her first.
Yeah.
And that's when I said, okay, hang on a second, this is horse shit. I thought that they just put fucking tight pants on and fought in a ring. This is soap opera for men.
I used to be into wrestling big time, but it was like when I was a kid, I was into what was on
I loved it when I was
TBS
a
at the
kid.
time, and I can't remember. It was like Georgia Professional Wrestling or something.
And there was a different one here, too.
Yeah. And what so anyway, so then I got to like Hulk Hogan and stuff like that, and I liked that.
yeah,
and then
it
I
was
think I
huge
kind of
in the
beat a
80s.
path a little bit after that, maybe early 90s.
Well, they used to actually
Mid
wrestle back
90s.
then, though.
Yeah. I actually went to shout out to Sean Bratton and JB, who I used to work with at 92 Zoo back in the day. Sean actually took us to, well, they went to wrestling stuff all the time, but I actually got to go to WrestleMania. I can't remember which one it was, but I know The Rock was there, and it was like his second appearance ever.
Oh, wow.
But I can't remember which one it was. It was in Chicago at the Rosemont. And I'm telling you what, right now, I've been to a lot of concerts in my life, but wrestling fans are scary.
Oh, I bet.
They really are. They're frightening because a lot of people.
they take that shit
I'm sorry
serious.
if there's any wrestling fans out there. I don't mean everybody. It's not the whole, but I mean the ones that I saw at the place I went. I would have been more comfortable at a Slayer concert.
In the mosh pit.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was pretty scary, but I mean,
terrifying.
but I had a fun time and it was really good. And I mean, that was probably about the end of my wrestling, though. I didn't really get into
They
it
take
after
it
that.
seriously, though. Yeah.
Yeah, they do. A lot of them do.
But like I said, that back then they used to actually wrestle.
Yeah.
When you watched it on television, on network television during the week, they would actually fucking wrestle.
Yeah.
We had a roommate that loved wrestling for some reason, and I couldn't figure out why. Because I mean, this first of all, it was long after I gave up on
Yeah.
it. But I'm sitting there playing World of Warcraft on the computer, and I'm hearing this in the background, and it's going on for a full hour, and eventually I just look at the TV and I'm like, are they going to fucking wrestle? For a straight hour, it was just shit talking in the ring. That's what they do now. They spend the free television time shit talking each other in the ring
Yeah.
and backstage.
Yeah.
And then you got to pay for the pay-per-view to see the actual wrestling.
Yes, exactly. Of course. Yeah, that's what
the
they
way
do.
it is now.
It's a lot of soap opera now too. It's a
is.
lot. I
Oh,
mean,
God.
from what I've seen, I just passing by channels and shit like that.
Thankfully, I haven't had cable in a long time, so I haven't watched wrestling in even longer.
And they have. It seems like they have like another big match, like in another. I mean, it's pretty much like a constant touring band now. Like there's always a SummerSlam. There's always a what is it? A Raw. There's always a. They've got so many different
People take it
ones
so
now.
seriously. What they don't realize is it is just like politics. At the end of the fucking day, the politicians, when they're done trying to get elected and fighting each other on stage, they go to a fucking bar. They go to their own fucking
Of
houses,
course, yeah.
and they sit and have drinks together.
yeah.
That's what these guys do.
But I mean, you gotta. I mean, I won't take away the sportsmanship from them though. because I mean, it's
difficult.
fake, yes, but it's
difficult.
it's pretty difficult.
You need to be athletic and acrobatic.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of those guys, most of them died before 60.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's something to be said for their careers.
I mean, it's not like an MMA fighter where you got a shelf life for about 10 fucking years before you've been hit in the head.
Exactly.
Goddamn times, because all this shit. I mean, while it's not necessarily completely choreographed all the time, the outcomes are always predetermined. They got a set list of moves they can go through. They've got safety backups in place to do all this shit without getting seriously injured most of the time. There's always accidents, like when, what was his name, Bret Hart, I think it was.
Yeah, I know, Owen Hart. Owen,
when he
fell from the ceiling,
And there's always accidents like that. I mean, and I'm actually genuinely surprised that Mick Foley is not dead.
Oh God, man, stuff I've seen him go through. Yeah. Oh wow.
He's a method actor in this,
and he's a really cool, great guy. I mean, he's really humble.
Awesome.
I've never seen a bad interview with him ever when he's just like off character. And he used to be on Opie and Anthony all the time.
Oh, nice.
When they were first on, when they used to be on XM, and he was really great on there. He was just kind of like all about business and having fun, and he did a lot of like prank type stuff. It was pretty cool.
And I remember Al Snow used to come into Hollywood Video all the time.
Yes, he did. Him and his wife. Yes, they did.
Yep. And she told me a story once about how he kept that head thing on their nightstand, and it used to creep her the fuck out.
Now, do you know that when I worked at Hot Topic, I worked with a girl, and she was a what do you call it? She worked at or she was in college or whatever to be a beauty.
Ohio State Beauty Academy?
Yeah, there we go. So she had one of those heads. So she brought it in, because it was, they used them to practice on at home.
Right.
So she brought it in.
Some of them need to continue practicing on that.
She brought it in, and she had it sat in the back room for ages, and just to creep people out or whatever. I can't really remember the reason we had it there, but we even put head on it, on the top of it, just like he did. Well, then I wasn't there one day, and she calls me up, and she goes, "Oh my God, you know who's in our store right now?" And she was a wrestling fan, and I was like, "No, who?" And she goes, "Al Snow. Al Snow's in our store right now." And I said, "Go back in the back and get that motherfucking head and have him sign it." So she came out with it because it was funny. I guess she ran out. Nice. She saw him, and she looked at him, and she said, "You're Al Snow." And I mean, I freaked out, but she went back and had him sign it and everything. It was really cool because who else gets that?
The best response to that would be if I was Al Snow and somebody said, "You're Al Snow," I would have been like, "Holy shit, you're right."
Exactly.
I suppose I am.
So the new Star Wars trailer. Have you seen the trailer?
Shopping at Hot Topic.
I think his kids did. I think it was more so that his kids were doing it. Yeah,
because he's got to be in his 90s by now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I hope he's not wrestling. God, that will kill him. He's up there. I'm surprised the Undertaker's still fucking doing. Or did he stop?
I think he might be still doing it.
90,
I don't follow it so much anymore, so
I don't either. I know that he went long past when he probably should have stopped.
He's at least got to be late 50s.
He was ancient in the fucking 80s when he first started.
Yeah. I'd say late 50s, 60s, maybe. I haven't seen him do anything in ages. Yeah. So I don't know.
I'd like to see him resurface doing something because he was a cool guy.
He was. Well, he did that. Didn't he do, or was it Kane? Didn't he do a horror movie? One of them did a horror movie.
That was Kane. That
See No Evil?
Yeah.
And then he did a second one, I think, or something.
Yep, and I didn't see either one of them.
I'm surprised Undertaker hasn't done something like that.
Right.
That's surprising.
Slip behind the scenes.
Yeah, exactly.
He knows these industries.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Heck yeah.
I mean, wrestling's different than most, but it's still entertainment.
Yeah, exactly.
Industry works the same.
So what about this new Star Wars trailer? Have you seen it?
I don't think I saw the newest trailer. How long ago was this?
It just came out a couple days ago, I think.
Then probably not, because I was knee deep in a bottle of Bird Dog at that time. So.
Well, it might have even been. I know it's hard to find on the internet now. They've clipped it almost everywhere, and I don't know why. I don't even know why it was shown. I don't know if it was shown for something special. I know that Fortnite had a thing over the weekend, only because my son knows, and they showed a scene from the new Star Wars movie, but I haven't seen it. But the new trailer is like a TV spot type trailer. Well, it's like a minute and a half.
I think I might have seen something.
and it's pretty wicked. I mean, I wish they would have started with it. This is the trailer they should have started with.
They save it up. There's a lot of people who are disappointed about that Ghostbuster trailer, but I guarantee it's just trailer number one. They ramp the trailers up. They don't want to blow their whole fucking wall.
Man, but they should have set it up with this trailer because I mean, it starts very dark. It's ominous music, Kylo Ren, and you get to see more of the the place where they fight and everything, and it's very very dark and ominous.
And I have theories too. I have some serious theories about this fucking movie. I don't really want to go in. We talk about Star Wars every time. I'm not opposed to that. I've got the goddamn Jedi logo,
and I mean it's coming up, like we said, soon. But
you kind of can't get excited.
Yeah.
I mean, or rather, you can't not get excited about it at this point. Even if you think it's going to blow ass, people are getting excited.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm more excited to just hear kind of what comes out when people start. I'm still on the fence as to whether or not. It's going to do as much as they thought. Yeah.
There's people sitting out there saying this is going to suck so fucking bad. I can't wait to bitch about this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But that's the way the Star Wars universe works, unfortunately.
Apparently it is.
Apparently it always is.
Apparently it is.
Oh my goodness! You haven't seen The Mandalorian yet because I was going to talk about that.
I'm sorry, I didn't have time.
No, that's all right. That's all right.
I'm going to go home and watch it tonight, though.
Trick or Treat, Inglourious Bastards, any of those? Nope. Okay, that's kind of what I figured.
The DVD is still in pristine condition. Sitting on
I'm
coffee
sure it is. You're never going to watch that movie, I swear to God.
I got to have the time for it, and the wife has absolutely no interest. We were talking about this before. We're on the same schedule now, so if we watch TV, we watch TV.
Yeah. You watch it together, and that's a cool thing, though.
Sometimes.
Yeah. What do you mean sometimes?
Sometimes it's a cool thing. Sometimes I don't always get to watch what I want to watch.
I was trying to look on my phone because there was something else. We already talked about the Wonder Woman trailer. We didn't.
Yes.
What's with this Ryan Reynolds movie?
This is the first I've heard about it.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't watch the trailer for it yet.
It looks weird.
I kind of had no desire to watch the trailer for it after hearing the description of the movie.
It looks really weird, like he's in a gamer universe. Or
see, this is why Hollywood doesn't take risks anymore.
Yeah.
Because when they make something that isn't a carbon copy of everything else we've ever seen, we sit here and we scrunch our faces up and we say, "This looks fucking weird."
Exactly, you're right. Like it does look strange, man. It looks like. I mean, and it starts out kind of like blah, kind of like it's, and then
I don't know.
I guess that new Michael Bay movie's on Netflix. That's Underground 6 or 6 Underground or whatever.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
I do want to see that. I am not a huge Michael Bay fan, but I heard it's got some good action stuff in it.
Well, I've taken to calling them base explosions.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they are. That's what he loves to do.
Yep.
But he puts a nice work out there as far as blockbuster popcorn shit.
You're not wrong. I couldn't tell you what the fuck happened in any of the Transformers.
I couldn't either, and I've seen them all.
The same thing with the Expendables, though. I've seen the first Expendables about 19 times, and I still could not tell the plot. I don't know what that movie's about at all. I just know that there's a bunch of guys that I used to watch in the 80s and 90s on screen blowing shit up again.
And that's all you need to know, though.
There's a cool scene where Mickey Rourke fucking tattoos Sylvester Stallone. That's it.
And that's all you need to know.
That's the movie.
That's pretty much the movie. I mean, that's what. I don't know. I like those. I couldn't even tell you why Hobbs and Shaw was different because I kept kind of comparing that in my mind. That the Expendables, because I was like, the Expendables is really dumb like this, and really.
So that's what I was thinking. When you were going through your little rant there on, and I don't even want to see it now.
It's dude. It's
not
excruciating.
That I ever wanted to see it to begin with because
it really is excruciating. I mean, I was so disappointed in The Rock. I kept going, why are you in this, dude?
Why did they have to do a spin-off movie from the
exactly
the main franchise? They're up to like part 20,
Yes.
Just make this one 21. If it's the same. Did they lose some copyrights or something? Or
I don't know. I was one of those people that didn't start. I wasn't a Fast and the Furious person to begin with, but then I started liking them.
I started with 4 because I heard that was the most palatable one, and I just kept on going from there. And they're not that bad. I would like to know how it went from street racers to superheroes.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, which is exactly. Yeah, some of the stuff they do in this movie is so absolutely not possible. That's what I was pissed off about. Now I'm thinking right now, what I was pissed off about is that what's his face, Idris Elba, even chose to be in this movie. It must have been him just wanting to be like because he's basically a machine in this movie. He's a man that's been implanted, bionic man.
Okay.
2019 Bionic Man, basically. But his motorcycle is badass. I'll give him that.
I wouldn't mind seeing him remake that, by the way.
Oh yeah, they were supposed to with Jim Carrey, which I never understood, but whatever. That was like a big thing for a long time. They were gonna remake the $6 Million Man into a movie, and Jim Carrey was gonna be in it. That was on the board for a while.
But then he found his spirituality and started doing...
And now he's doing Sonic the Hedgehog. Whatever.
Now he's hanging upside down from the ceiling with a fucking paintbrush in his hand flying over a canvas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, I don't know why they haven't done a $6 Million Man. I hope they don't turn it into a comic $6 Million Man, and I think that's what they keep planning on.
They were going to do that with Green Lantern.
They probably should have. Maybe it would have went a little better.
I'm in the minority on that. I actually didn't mind that movie, and apparently the fucking star of the movie hated it.
Yeah,
so,
I never really knew the Green Hornet that much. Like I said, I was more of a Green Lantern. Yeah, I didn't like either of them.
I didn't like the Green Hornet.
Yeah.
Originally, they were going to cast Jack Black in that fucking movie.
In the Green Hornet?
In Green Lantern.
Oh, Green Lantern.
He was going to be the Green Lantern.
Really?
For a while, yeah. Look it up. It was a strange period of time, and I'm just sitting there thinking, why the fuck are they going to do this?
So the suit and all that stuff didn't bother you?
No, it didn't bother me.
I haven't gone back and watched it. I need to go back and just at least watch some scenes from it and see if I remember it.
The CGI was a little crappy sometimes, but there's always that. I mean...
But see, that's a movie kind of made for you because there's a whole universe of those Green Lanterns.
And I'm intimately familiar with DC Universe anyway.
Yeah.
And that's their biggest thing. That's the biggest thing in there. That's the biggest side thing in there. That's like the Green Lantern Corps is to DC Comics what X-Men could be to Marvel Comics. And I don't mean story-wise. Story-wise,
no, I know what you're saying.
Different. It's just if the rest of Marvel Comics didn't exist anymore... There's an entire fucking universe just in the X-Men characters.
Yep.
Just in the X-Men.
Yeah.
Same with the Green Lantern. There are so many fucking Green Lanterns. Like, there's like one per space sector, and there's...
Yeah, see, it involves all that. And I think that might have been what some people were lost in, too.
Yeah.
I mean, because, that takes a Star Trek mind to start dealing with all that kind of stuff, is what I say.
They did make that movie in a way that you don't need a Star Trek mind to follow it, though. Does it make sense?
Yeah, well,
it makes sense.
No, it does make sense, and I mean, like I said, Ryan Reynolds was good in it. I mean, what more can you ask for? I mean, I just don't think he was impressed with it. I guess. I mean, they always get so much bullshit for the suit,
He definitely ripped it apart in Deadpool, and rightly so. I mean, it wasn't a perfect movie, and people tended to hate it. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I didn't mind that movie.
I got to go back and look at it and take. I can remember when I first saw it. I did enjoy it, and the effects were kind of cool back then. Now they look cheesy.
Yeah, and it didn't change my life or anything.
No, well, I mean,
but
one movie does all the time.
There are some that have changed my life.
Oh, mine too. I'm just saying. I mean, it's hard to find. Yeah,
it is hard to find a movie that does it. But I'm not exactly standing outside the fucking studio with a picket sign either.
No, and that does happen.
It was middle of the road, and that does happen. Yes, especially lately.
Oh shit! There was another movie that I just watched that I was going to tell you about too, and I can't remember what the fuck it was. It was hold on, I almost got it. Shit! It was a horror movie. Shit. Ready or Not is really good. It's on Vudu. Yeah, it's really, really good. The chick that's in it, and this is what I was saying. Sorry if I offended you. I said chick.
I said bitch earlier.
Well,
if we're going to lose
viewers for that, yeah, whatever.
There's a few people that just like every video we post, and I say this shit, and I know that these particular people are just not like.
Yeah, exactly. We're good guys. We don't, we just talk like we see it.
And maybe they see that. Maybe since they know me and they hear me saying things that they think other reprehensible people would be saying. Maybe knowing that it's coming from me and knowing who I am as a person makes them take a step back and say, well, there must be a context here.
Well, let me say this movie, Ready or Not, has a female action hero in it. But, of course, she, for some reason, is not, held up by everybody else. So there are movies out there that are being made with female action heroes. You just might not be seeing them. But anyway, it's called Ready or Not.
Being drawn attention to because the ones that are being drawn attention to are the ones that have infallible female
and have a lot of money behind them. Yes. I mean, because this is obviously an independent
and the characters
production.
Themselves have no character arc.
Yeah.
They're just good at everything from the start. They don't need any explanation for that. Ray, I think, is the exception to that in my mind. I don't mind that they did that with her because I can see them leading up to something with it.
Once again, I never, ever for a million years when I walked into The Force Awakens, I never thought for a minute anything about her gender.
I didn't either.
Not once, until it started being brought up during The Last Jedi.
And once again, I didn't think about the fact that she's just good at all this
Yeah,
shit.
exactly. I didn't think about that
People are
either.
crying foul because she was able to hop into the Millennium Falcon and fly it immediately.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? This girl's what, 19 years old?
Yeah.
Which and in the flashback that we see later, we notice that she was like maybe 5 years old.
Yeah.
When she was left here. So
Yeah.
she spent a good portion of her life on this planet, this junk heap of a planet, with disused technology from a war everywhere, being obviously owned.
Yeah, I mean, you
by
can
a
see
guy
her.
who
Yeah.
collects spaceships.
And she collects parts and sells them. She obviously knows what she's doing
She
with all
knows
that
what
stuff.
she's doing. She's probably flown these things before.
Yep.
Never off planet, she says, but
Yeah.
she's flown these things before.
Yeah. And there's no reason to.
But people crying foul because she was able to hop into the Millennium Falcon and fly it just as good as fucking Han Solo.
Well, now a lot of people are pissed too because of the fact that, that she's going to be able to kill Palpatine. People are pissed about that. And nobody could do it. But I mean, maybe we find out.
does.
Maybe there's something not leaked, and maybe we find out that she's some super warrior Jedi in her. I mean, this is the same people that gave us metachlorians. I mean, she could be what the fuck ever.
If you're writing your story well enough, then you can fill up any holes that people might be seeing.
And I mean, what's Baby Yoda? I mean, he's already doing Force stuff.
There's exactly. I mean, but that species seems
very adept at the Force. I understand that. Well,
That's what
maybe
I'm
she
saying.
comes
They're building
lineage
her up to something. Maybe she's from something like that.
Exactly.
When Snoke is talking to Kylo Ren, he says, "Powerful evil, powerful light to match."
Yeah.
You know, he knows that, and Luke himself in The Last Jedi even says, "I've only seen this raw power once before in Ben Solo. It didn't scare me enough then; it does now."
Yeah.
Which means he sees the same raw power in her.
Yep.
And she has heard these stories. She looks at Luke Skywalker in The Force Awakens as a myth. I thought he was a myth.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So she's heard these stories, so she probably has heard stories as well about what Jedi can do.
Yeah.
So when she's discovering she has these abilities, like when she's strapped into the chair and Daniel Craig Stormtrooper standing there, and she says, "You'll undo these restraints and drop your blaster and all that," you know?
Yeah.
She's doing something. She's like, well, wait, if I have this power, maybe I could try to use it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work at first.
I think what people expected like a big, huge Kill Bill type training montage like she does in Kill Bill, where she goes and sees the monk and
We didn't even
learns all
really
this stuff.
get that with Luke.
Yeah. I mean, we got some stuff on
We got 2 scenes of Luke standing on his hands.
Yeah, and trying to lift the X-wing out and stuff like that. But yeah, I didn't. She's got to come from something. I mean, she didn't have to, but I mean, I'm just thinking that, like you said, there. Now, what I don't believe, what I think is bullshit, was there was an article that came out yesterday that JJ is saying that we intended this all the time. This was our plan from the beginning to bring Palpatine back. I think that's bullshit. Man.
You never know. It might have been.
Then why would they really? I mean, because it doesn't match up with anything Rian Johnson did in Last Jedi, really.
Maybe Rian Johnson wasn't made aware of that.
Well, he probably should have
He was
been.
only supposed to be doing the middle movie anyways. They figured, what could he fuck up? We could just fix it all in the third one.
You're probably right.
Here, this is the guy. He doesn't know what's going on. He's going to fucking put something out there. And you know what? People will probably fucking hate it. Let him do his thing. Then we can come back in with a mediocre movie at the third act, and it'll just save the day.
What else did he like? What else did he do?
Rian Johnson?
Because I noticed that Knives Out failed at the box office, and I'm just wondering, because it looked like a really put together movie and really good.
Decent, actually.
Yeah, it looks like a good murder mystery, and I'm wondering why that failed. I'm wondering if it was because of the name.
It's probably because of the name. It's probably because of The Last Jedi.
But didn't he do a couple things before that were like really good?
He did. I don't
or halfway
remember.
good.
I mean,
can't
he had to
remember
have
what the
done.
hell.
You have to have done something.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Star
And I
Wars. They
swear
don't
to
just
God,
say,
now I
"Here,
gotta
make a
look it
Star
up."
Wars movie, unless you've done things.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. And I thought I looked him up at one point in time just to see what he had been doing or what he had done before. And I don't think I could have sworn it was like something that we've seen or something we've talked about.
I mean, you don't
right there.
You don't spend your fucking career making exclusively videos filmed on your fucking iPhone.
No,
and then get handed the big franchise.
Yeah, no, because if we did that, we'd be directing the next Ghostbusters.
Exactly.
Oh yes, he did. What do you call it? I just passed it. Looper was his.
Oh, right, with Hayden Christensen.
No, that was with Bruce Willis and what's his face.
Looper was
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Everybody said,
okay.
Where he plays young Bruce Willis, and Bruce Willis comes back, which was actually a pretty good movie. But other than that, when I'm looking at his stuff, I mean, nothing else is the Brothers Bloom. I mean, Brick was good. That was with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. But I mean, I don't see anything on here why you would say, hey, let's direct Star Wars, or hey, let's let him direct Star Wars.
You know who Joseph Gordon-Levitt is not?
Who?
Robin.
No, he's not.
He's not Robin. That was not Robin.
Yeah, I know. I've heard that.
Shit.
But it was kind of neat to hear that. It was kind of a little offset to the...
I hated that movie. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it again. I've probably said this on this podcast before. I don't give a fuck. I'm saying it again. When you're Batman and your girlfriend gets killed, you don't go hide in your basement and grow an emo beard for 8 years. You hit the streets harder.
I know, because he did with everybody else, didn't he?
Yes, his parents got shot, and he spent his entire life becoming Batman because of that.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend of a few years gets shot, and not even your actual girlfriend, because she's not with you. She's been with somebody else.
She's been with somebody else, yeah.
This whole time she's been with... Not even your girlfriend. She gets shot, and you're just going to go hide and cry for a while? And nurse your hurt leg, because...
All right, now I got to complain here, and this pisses me off even more than Luke throwing his goddamn fucking lightsaber.
You're not letting go of that.
No, I will not let go of it, because the more I hear people say it, the more it irritates me also, because I thought to myself, Jesus, I mean, I thought we were going to get Luke. I thought we were... Anyway. So I'm looking at his stuff. He has done nothing to have he's done Ninja Co., some 1990 video, Evil Demon Golf Ball from Hell. That was a short... Ben Boyer and the Phenomenal whatever.
He was either somebody's cousin.
A short.
Or my assessment is correct, that they just figured they could hand it to somebody nobody's ever fucking heard of, and it doesn't matter if he fucks it up, because they can come back and fix it all in the third one.
He's had two movies that did some kind of something, like some money. Brick was critically acclaimed. And Looper was critically acclaimed, and it did some money at the box office. And then he did 3 episodes of Breaking Bad. That's it. You hand that person the Star Wars movie?
No.
Seriously.
And the only thing I've even, aside from the Breaking Bad stuff, the only one I've heard of is Looper.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what the rest of these are.
They're all short films and stuff. That doesn't scream to me somebody you need to hand that.
It makes sense hiring somebody like Daisy Ridley for a Star Wars movie, because nobody knows who she is.
Exactly.
She's the one in front of the camera.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were to hire,
well, that's what they kind of did for Luke. I mean, he wasn't huge before that happened, and neither was.
If you get Keira Knightley, everybody's going to be saying, "Oh, look, it's Keira Knightley on screen."
Yeah.
When you hire Daisy Ridley, they're going to say, "Oh, that's Rey."
Exactly, and that's the way it should be done.
Like with Superman, with the original Superman, the movie, they got Christopher Reeve, and they surrounded him by big name actors. Because now, when you look at Christopher Reeve, now you see Christopher Reeve, because he had a great career after this. But at the time, nobody knew who the fuck he was. So he was able to get up on screen, and that was just Superman.
Yeah, exactly. It's still my Superman. I hate to say it, but it is.
I have a lot of Superman, though.
Yeah, I know.
Brandon Routh actually didn't do a bad job. That movie was shit. That movie was shit.
I like Brandon Routh and other things, so I think that kind of proves that I just didn't like the Superman that he was in.
And he's playing that Superman again right now.
Is he?
If you get the CW app, you don't need to watch any. I don't watch any of the DC Comics superhero shows on CW anymore, because they became too formulaic. And Daredevil and that stuff on Marvel or on Netflix spoiled me for television.
Yeah.
It really did. I can't go back to the formulaic television anymore. But they've got an event going on right now called Crisis on Infinite Earths, which mirrors something that happened in the comics. And they're bringing in all kinds of shit. Like that first episode shows Robert Wall sitting there on a park bench, and the bat signal goes up in the sky, and he's reading this thing like Bruce Wayne to wed Selena Kyle.
Really?
And, he looks up at the sky, and he's like, "Oh, you're in for you're in for something big this time, big guy," or something like that. But they're bringing in all kinds of shit. Fucking John Constantine from that good Constantine show that was on a while.
Yeah.
Not Keanu Reeves.
I know you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, they brought him in. Matt Ryan. He was in it for a brief moment.
Is this the one I've been seeing pictures of with
Yes.
Is there like Superman in black or something, or was that something else I saw?
That might be something else.
Okay.
Because I know that Brandon Routh is playing his Superman from the Superman Returns movie.
Okay.
He's got the Kingdom Come costume on, though.
Oh, okay.
The costume with like the black background instead of yellow on.
Maybe that's what I was noticing. Yeah, maybe that's what I was noticing.
Yes.
Probably that was what was different.
Darker colors for the suit. Yes, and it was one of the Earths they go to. Bruce Wayne is there. They finally brought Bruce Wayne into these universes because they haven't had Batman on here yet.
Okay.
Except it's played by what's his name? God damn it, Kevin Conroy.
Oh, really?
Live action Bruce Wayne.
Wow.
And he's got this harness thing that's holding him up because the last fight he had was with Superman.
Oh, okay.
You know?
And this is all.
And they're
this is on CW.
Everything. Yes, this is on CW, and they brought back Tom Welling from Smallville very briefly.
I did hear something about that.
Yes,
yeah,
very briefly. They went and visited his Earth, and we got to see him again.
Oh wow, that's kind of cool.
You know? And what makes it funny is Brandon Routh actually already plays a character on Legends of Tomorrow. He plays the Atom.
Oh, okay.
So, and they're existing together.
Yeah, see, I haven't watched Legends of Tomorrow at all.
That was a great show.
I did see the new trailer for The Boys, though. Did you see that?
I did. That fucking blew my mind.
Yeah.
It's going to get even more fucked up, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
How is that even possible?
I don't know, but I'm looking forward to it.
How do you get more fucked up than liquefying your girlfriend by having a speedster run through her?
I don't know, but I love, what's his name? Carl Urban, is that his name?
Yes, Carl
God,
Urban.
I love him.
He's amazing in everything he does.
I mean, he was good. It was Star Trek. He was on Star Trek, right?
Bones.
Yeah.
He was channeling
Awesome.
DeForest Kelly in that movie.
Yeah, he was awesome in that. What was the other one that we mentioned that I'm trying to think of?
Dredd.
Oh, Dredd. Yeah,
Dredd.
I never
saw
incredible in
that.
Dredd.
I never
Oh, you
saw
got to
Dredd.
see it.
I'm still my brain's still stuck on the Stallone version. Of
Yeah, you can't be because the only thing I didn't like about Dredd is it's kind of a copy of The Raid, the original Japanese movie or Taiwanese movie. I can't remember what it is.
Just with the Judge Dredd stamp.
Yeah, kind of, because it's basically The Raid takes place in one giant building and they pretty much work their way up like a video game.
Okay.
But it's all Japanese action and it's incredibly shot and it's beautiful. And that's basically what Judge Dredd is. I mean, there's some couple other storylines, but it's basically him trying to get to the top of the building to get to the main source of the villain or whatever.
Well, that's how you make a video game plan, isn't it?
But it was exactly. But it was badass.
You got the money from the movie, and then you can make money off a video game that plays just like it.
And I'm starting to notice that more and more. I really noticed it in Hobbs and Shaw. In Hobbs and Shaw, it could have been a straight video game.
Yeah.
Because there's this one moment where one of the women's trying to, because there's two women in it.
That's kind of disappointing. I'd really rather just play GTA 5.
And no, but seriously, wait, hold on. So she's jumping. She's trying to get away from the characters from somebody. Anyway, she's trying to get away, and they're in this warehouse, and she's jumping from like little tents that they have set up for equipment and stuff. She's jumping from a tent, and then right next to each tent happens to be a box that's a little smaller, so she can jump there and then jump to that one and then jump to that one. And I'm thinking, this is a fucking video game. This is Mario.
It gets ridiculous.
I'm like, are they really stealing from Mario for this?
If they make one more Fast and Furious related movie, all the characters are just going to be able to fly.
Yeah. Because the stuff that I saw him doing this, I was like, are you kidding? I mean, I will expect a little bit of, disbelief. I will
a little bit
restrain for a while, but when it gets to the point where, they're literally doing things that even superheroes don't do, I'm like, are you kidding me? Is this a joke? I mean, I thought it was insane when I saw the A-Team hop out of or take a tank down and shoot. I mean, that was what I thought was going to be the epitome of action. Now, oh God, I've seen Hobbs and Shaw, and there's like nothing left of it.
It sounds like testosterone just poured down your TV screen.
It really did, and it irritated me because I generally don't like action movies that do that, and I don't think.
You gotta have a brain behind it. There's gotta be some intelligence behind the fucking movie. It can't just be mindless shit.
I'm trying to think what made me hate it so much, but I still like the Expendables.
As popcorn. I describe those movies as popcorn.
This wasn't even popcorn, though.
Well, I mean, you eat it.
I know what you're saying.
It's pleasant enough while you're eating the popcorn, but
Yeah.
when you're done, you don't feel full.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, eventually, you just forget you
I
even
know what
fucking
you're
ate it in
saying.
the first
Yeah,
place.
yeah, you're right. You're right, and that's exactly what that was. But I just can't describe how irritated I was at this movie. I was just like,
it sounds like
just
this
be
was
over.
stale popcorn. Then
Yeah, it was bad. It was. I was just hoping it would end soon, and I don't even know why. Because at the end, I mean, I already knew what was going to happen.
Right.
I mean, they tried to, Oh, that's the other thing that I thought was so great. This is one thing that pisses me off. Not really pisses me off, but I guess as a moviegoer, you and I would know this, but as a general moviegoer, just people who casually go to the movies, this wouldn't bother them. I hate it when they use a villain in a movie that the actor you might like, but all he does is bad roles, like bad guy roles. So then you start the movie off
they
and
are
him
more
and
fun from what I hear.
Yeah.
If you're just, you can't just. That's like when you start working someplace and you get the coveted time slot on the schedule.
Yeah. But
starting out.
But what I'm saying though is it ruins it for me and for moviegoers like you, because then I know that's the bad guy.
Yeah.
And see, the thing is the bad guy in this one, he starts out as The Rock's friend. They're good buddies. But as soon as I saw him walk on the screen, I'm like, I know him. He's the bad guy.
Okay, yep.
And he's excellent. He's the guy that played the leader in 30 Days of Night. He's been around forever. He's got the gray hair. He's tall.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
And as soon as I saw him on the screen, I was like, he always plays a bad guy, so there's our villain. And I was right. And then the next villain that they had, there was another villain too, and I was like, the vice president or whatever, I can't remember who it was. It was somebody in it. Was it him or was it? No. Yeah, no, that was right. I was trying to think. There was another villain in it too that I knew. By the end of it, I knew it was going to end up being a villain. Okay. In other words, because I had known.
Called it. You saw it.
Yeah, it was just it just got to be too much. It was just.
Speaking of bad guys, though, and I mentioned John Cryer earlier. He's in Crisis on Infinite Earths right now.
Is he?
I think he's on the Supergirl show. As Lex Luthor.
Oh, really?
Yes, John Cryer.
As like a bald Lex Luthor, or just? Oh, really?
He's bald. He's got a goatee going on.
Wow.
Yeah, John Cryer on fucking, and I think wasn't he in Superman 4?
Yes, he was.
Lex's nephew.
God, that was such a horrible one. Yeah, he was.
No, you don't have to tell me that.
That was the one with what the sun guy or whatever. Yeah, whatever it was. Yeah,
where they like take a fucking piece of Superman's hair and clone it by shooting a missile by forcing Superman himself to throw the missile into the sun.
That's so weird, though. I forgot all about him being in it. Yeah, he is. He's like his nephew or something.
Yes, he was. And
was Gene Hackman in that one?
Gene Hackman was in that one, yes.
Oh, my God. Even he came
it was
out
the
for that?
third one. It was the third one where they got somebody different to play the evil billionaire.
Yeah, I liked the third one, but only because Richard Pryor's in it. See, that's why I liked it.
That movie bugs me.
I can do with it for Richard Pryor. I mean, if Richard Pryor's in it, I mean, except for some of his later stuff that he made, which was, just bad.
I guess it was the natural progression from the official version of Superman 2 that we got.
Yeah.
Superman 2, the original version was okay, but there was a lot of ridiculous shit in there. You could tell the people that fucking wrote that movie just hadn't ever read a comic book and did not know what Superman's powers were aside from what they saw in the first movie. Where'd that glad bag S come from? That fucking, he just... just grows it, and it grows in size, and it wraps around him, and then it disappears, and it's like, sorry about the inconvenience there. We ready to fight again?
3 was the one that had... Isn't 3 the one with evil Superman?
So, yes, that was the one.
See, I like that one, too, because
Richard Pryor was sent to give him that.
Yeah,
and it was
the Rock.
There was an element that they couldn't detect. That last little bit was.
Yeah.
Because it's not from Earth, so they substituted it with tar or something.
Yeah.
And it just turned Superman evil.
I forgot all about it. Oh, man.
I
forgot that was all set up by them.
There was a moment in Crisis on Infinite Earths when Superman went evil, Brandon Routh Superman went evil for a second and grabs Tyler Hoechlin, the guy who's playing Superman on Supergirl, grabs him by the neck, and they got him to calm down and everything, and afterwards he's like, that's not the first time I've gone insane and tried to fight myself.
Oh, my God.
Because the Brandon Routh Superman was a continuation of the Christopher Reeve movies.
Yeah. I really liked Brandon Routh and Scott Pilgrim. That's when I started liking him again, because he was really good in that. Yeah, he's great in that.
Chris Evans was in that too.
Yes, I know.
We had Superman and Captain America in the same fucking movie.
You are right.
And it was based on a comic book.
You are right. Anyway, where are we at now? We're just he's hungover. I'm just chilling, and I'm worried about the camera here because it's jiggling, and I just want to make sure we're going to get a good thing here.
I think that's.
But
I don't think that's going to show through in the final thing.
I don't think so either. That's why I'm not worried about it too much.
Thing on the live display.
Yeah. And I got everything recorded, but
I've been noticing it too.
Anything else?
Not that I can think of. Although we will have some stuff next week. I will try. I promise. I will try to watch Trick or Treat at least. And you should try watching one of those Gamers movies. Okay. I showed that to our guests this weekend. They fucking loved it. They're going to go home and watch the next one and the next one and the next one.
I started one of them, and I recognized one of the guys from something. I can't remember what it was.
It takes a minute to get into them. It does.
But yeah, no, I just didn't get the chance to watch all of it. It was when I was doing so. I think I might have even been waiting for the kids to pick up the kids, and I was watching on my phone. But anyhow. Yeah, definitely next. Are we doing Christmas movies? Is that something we should think about? Favorite Christmas movies?
That is not a bad idea.
Okay, because it will be. Yeah, when it comes out, it'll be Christmas Eve. So.
Yes, it will, and I will throw Die Hard on that list. Actually,
I will throw Lethal Weapon on that list because I believe Die Hard is now crossed the line as a official Christmas film. So now I'm rooting for Lethal Weapon because I think it should be too.
And we should pay tribute to Shane Black too because every movie he releases is a Christmas movie. Iron Man 3. What was it?
That's right. That takes place. Yeah,
it takes place. What else did he fucking do?
He's done a bunch of stuff that I didn't even know. I didn't even know he was, and I was doing some research a couple weeks ago or something on some movie that he had done, and I was like, "Wow, he's done a lot of stuff that I didn't know that he did."
And every movie he does is a Christmas. He was the nerdy soldier in Predator.
Oh, was he?
That was Shane Black.
And didn't he do the Predator?
He's the one that made.
He's the one that remade Predator, though, or not?
The Predator, is that what you're talking
The
about?
Predator.
That movie was a piece of shit.
I didn't mind it. I thought it was better than the other ones that had come out, except for Predators.
Like, well, shit. What do we do that's different this time? I don't know. Just make the Predator half Kryptonian.
I liked Predators too, which was the one with Adrian Brody. I think that one was good.
It was decent when they were all stuck on that planet.
Robert Rodriguez, did you direct that? Yeah. They were all stuck on the planet. I think Rodriguez directed it. That was a good one.
Right.
Predator 2. Are you on board with that? With Danny Glover?
It was okay.
It's been a while since I've seen it.
It was different. Yeah. And
because it was in the urban area and everything instead of the jungle.
Plus, it allowed Bill Paxton to claim a title that not many have.
What's that?
He's been killed by a Predator, an Alien, and a Terminator.
Oh my God! Wow.
Yep.
I didn't even think of that.
Yep. But you know what? So is Lance Henriksen.
Yeah. True. Yep. Well, I love Lance Henriksen, man. When he was the shit back in the day.
Right.
You know what movie I loved?
He's the reason I got scars all over my fucking hand from trying that fucking knife trick.
Oh my God. The movie I loved was it with Brian Bosworth?
I don't remember.
Stone Cold. We had it at Hollywood Video. It was when they were trying to make Brian Bosworth, the football player, a big star. And he was he enters a biker gang, and Lance Henriksen's the leader of the biker gang, and he goes undercover with them. It was like 80s action movie bad, but at the time I thought this is so cool.
No, that's what we're looking for.
Exactly.
It sounds to me like Hobbs and Shaw tried to emulate that just terribly.
It's bad. It really is. I mean, and I'm not a person that really bashes on stuff like that, and I really do like The Rock. I like just about everything he does, and
ditto.
Plus, I know he's an intelligent guy.
I even kind of liked shitty CGI Rock when he was in The Scorpion King.
Oh yeah.
Or the end of The Mummy Returns, wasn't it?
Yeah. And all I got to say is, Rock, just please pick some better movies. I hope this is the last Hobbs and Shaw, but it probably isn't because it made over $1 million something. So
sometimes I don't think he's picking the movies. I think they're picking the movies for him.
That could be too.
They're saying you fit this one, you're going to be in that.
Yeah, that could be too.
Although I don't know, he's reached enough prestige at this point that he can probably pick and choose what he wants.
I was kind of thinking to myself, what about The Rock in a drama? Could I see that? I mean, I'm trying to think of that. I was thinking that yesterday.
He does comedy well.
He does comedy very well, and he does kids movies well. He's done 2 kids movies, that one and the one my daughter watches all the time. It's one where he plays a football player. I can't think of what it's called, and he's in charge of some little girl.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, and I can't think of what it's called. Anyhow, he's really good in that. I mean, he's got a great personality, and he's intelligent. That's what I thought to myself. Man, I know you're intelligent. Please don't tell me you picked this.
Great taste in food. On Instagram, whenever he does a cheat day on Instagram, he posts pictures of the plates upon plates of sushi that he's about to eat.
And here's the other thing also is that Kevin Hart's in Hobbs and Shaw. I would say that was probably the best part. He plays a little cameo, I'm sure, because him and The Rock are friends now.
I was going to say, that was a friend role because of the Jumanji movies.
And he does a little cameo, which is funny. It's Kevin Hart being Kevin Hart. And then there's a little cameo of his voice at the end. But yeah, I was kind of surprised to see that. That and the cool posters on The Rock's bedroom wall or whatever when he goes back to his home with Cobra and Beverly Hills Cop. I was amazed. I saw that. I was like, this is the most interesting part of the movie.
I was about to start pointing out the ones that you didn't point out.
Yeah, and then I
noticed that it was already,
because I started looking and I was like, oh shit, there's Beverly Hills Cop too, you know. So
and I was seeing that, and I was like, dude, it's fucking right there, Axel Foley on his car.
Yeah, exactly, right.
How is Kevin Hart? Is he recovered from that?
I think so. Remember, everything I've heard, he doesn't really talk about it, doesn't want to talk about it. I think probably because there's some legal stuff going on too with like the people he was in the car with. I know the one guy got, I think, arrested or something, maybe.
Wow.
Because he was at fault, or I don't know. I know that Kevin Hart's kept pretty slim words about it. And
I don't
said
need
much.
details. I was just he's got a lot.
As far as I know, he's doing great. Yeah.
Wondered if he was okay or not.
The last I heard was when he first got done with the operation, he went out right away and did some Jumanji press for Jumanji 2 in Europe.
Fair enough.
So I mean, he's doing great, I guess. Last sip, anyway. So I guess that's it. And we are...
we still have this Howie Mandel shirt here.
Yes, we do. We have the Howie Mandel shirt from Brett's bedroom, Brett's childhood closet. And we will give this away to the 20th subscriber. And we're not there yet, but we hope to get there. But it's a pretty cool little vintage shirt. It really is.
Guest over there on the seat. You guys can't see him very well.
Tom Green. We got Tom Green over here now. We're hooking up with Tom Green.
I saw that when I first stepped into the studio. I saw that picture sitting there, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, did Tom Green die or something?"
No, that was my son's little audition.
Are we like gonna do a fucking funeral for him?
I brought this for Halloween, and I forgot to show it off. I don't know if you can hear it or not here, but it scares the shit out of my dog.
It kind of scares the shit out of me.
So it's actually real Exorcist quotes, which is kind of cool. Like, it's like Reagan really saying stuff and laughing.
There's some nightmares.
So anyway, now I finally showed it off. I keep forgetting to show it off.
Yeah, it's been sitting there for like 3 episodes.
I know. I bought it on Halloween episode, and I never. And
I usually don't question shit, but when you got a big fucking glossy printout of Tom Green sitting on a chair.
Yeah, we got that. Tom Green's not dead, by the way. I'm just a huge fan of Tom Green. If you follow our YouTube site, I think I've got a couple links to, because he does music, and I don't know if a lot of people know that, and his music is rap, most of it, and it's actually really good.
Wow.
It's actually really, really good.
See, you said music, and I just immediately thought of the Bum Bum song.
Yeah, no. Of course he did that.
Right.
But no, he does actual rap music, and there's a song called Hong Kong that's really good, so check that out if you get a chance.
We should put a link to the...
Yes, I will. I will put some Tom Green links at the bottom of that, because I don't think he gets enough respect, because he was doing Jackass stuff way before they were doing it, and I think he's but he's back to doing comedy now and music. I think
he fell into the Pauly Shore trap. I think people just got tired of his original shtick a little too quick, and he disappeared because of it.
Yeah, and he's the same now, but his comedy's a lot different, but he still does crazy ass shit, and it's kind of fun. So.
And Pauly Shore just went nuts.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I saw him doing a weird podcast he was doing this video cast from his home.
He did a Rogan podcast too once. I think he's related to the people who own the Comedy Store in Los Angeles.
No, it's his mom. It was his mom. She passed away just recently.
And that's how he got into
a year and a half ago.
That's how he got into the whole comedy
Mincy Shore is his mom. She's like the grandmother of all comedians in L.A.
Right, yes.
Yeah. And he was doing a video cast podcast. I don't know if he still does it. Check out Pauly Shore, because it's really strange, because he has a camera everywhere in his house. And his house is a fucking mess.
Well, you know what?
He lives in a mansion, and it's a mess. And he just he lounges. He'll just be lounging in his pajamas on the couch, just chilling out.
I was going to say Prince had recording equipment in every room of his house in Paisley Park, but the stuff that those picked up were good.
Well, yeah, that's probably true too. Yeah.
I mean, it was fucking Prince when he farts and it sounds musical. You know.
I don't know about that, but well, I don't know. But anyhow, all right. So we will see you guys next week. It'll be a little Christmas episode.
Yes.
We hear you like these special episodes, so we will do a little Christmas episode next week, and we hope you join us then. And I think for the culture of pop, we are out of here.
Have fun.
Shut up and sit down.